Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And today we'll be unboxing the Extreme Bull Commander, the 20-inch wheel with the biggest battery out there now on the market. So let me tell you more about it. Wrong Way. What was the thing I was saying before when I started recording?
You said something about that you thought it's the Abrams and that you can check out the...
Alright, so initially I thought that today I'll be getting the Abrams for testing, but this is actually not the case. I mixed up the tracking numbers. So if you saw yesterday on Instagram that the Abrams is coming, sadly it's this. I still have to wait for the Abrams. But I'm not sad because I'm also excited about this product. Now, right away, pretty interesting fact. As you can see, all around the box, there is no UN3481 sticker. And this sticker signifies that this is a dangerous good, at least for transportation, because it contains lithium-ion batteries inside. So this is also a wider topic to discuss, which I'm going to tell you about in another battery safety announcement video, but just something to keep in mind. Both when I receive InMotion and Kickstand products, I do have this label on those wheels, on those packages, so that's something to keep in mind. Now this tape here on the top is actually my tape. We already unboxed this thing once, but at least part of it, but the camera wasn't recording for some reason, so now we're doing it again. So let's open it up. And although, you know, this is a Extreme Bull, and this is like a different name than Big Oat, it's actually owned, the company is owned, or the boss is the brother from the boss from Godway, so expect, I guess, a lot of similarities here. I guess they just have a bit of a, I don't know, different shell production or different, maybe bit of a different philosophy, and it smells a bit different. It smells like, I think it smells like epoxy. Can you take a smell? Smell of your camera.
I smell the camera.
Chemicals. Okay. All right. Anyways, right on the top we receive a instruction manual, which is probably not a instruction manual. Or is it? Warranty card. Let's read through this a bit. Attention, this product is an entertainment product, not a motor vehicle that can be legally used on the road. Before driving this product safely, you need a lot of practice to master safe driving skills. If the driving skills are not proficient or the product is not used in accordance with the requirements of this manual, let's see what they are, it may cause personal injury or property damage to the driver and or third party. Our company is responsible for product failure or damage and does not assume any responsibility for personal injury and or property damage related to the use of this product. So it is responsible for the product failure or damage. It has an intelligent speed limit and protection based on the driver's weight and remaining power. So this is essentially the 5 times beep. I don't know why they still don't have a tilt back like Kickstand or InMotion when it is starting to get overpowered. It's good that there's some sort of information here. There's also short circuit protection. Now this wheel also uses the newest BMSs that are also on Godway wheels. And I will also check which batteries are inside, but it's a good step in the right direction to have the short circuit protection and a separate circuit for the charging. But still a bit sad to have so many wheels out there be goad, which are dangerous and hazardous. A video coming on that also soon. So let's just read a bit more. Although the product has a comprehensive automatic security protection mechanism, these security protection mechanisms can only function when the user complies with the requirements of this manual. Okay, so let's check what these requirements are. Pay attention to safe driving, do not speed, do not make dangerous actions, and do not drive on the driveway with motor vehicles at any time. Minors under the age of 14 are not allowed, and if you're over 60, you're also not allowed to ride it. So that's that, very interesting.
And between 14 and 18 you need supervision.
Don't drive using drugs, alcohol. People suffering for hypertension, cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases, don't drive it. Do not drive in the dark, although this device has lighting. Purchase bicycle headlights and accessory brackets. So they're already saying, well, sorry, our lights are shit. So better buy some additional lights. This is in the manual. They have no shame at all, but I appreciate their honesty. Do not drive in rain or snow or any road that is soft, muddy, water or icy. So essentially don't use the off-road tire and the design of the wheel to go off-road. Do not drive at high speed or decelerate violently when the battery power is low. Okay, so I guess when the battery power isn't low, you can do that. You know, just a manual, but it proves the point that although there is, you know, some degree of engineering in bigote wheels or extreme bull wheels, they're actually telling you to not ride in rain. This doesn't have a IP rating, so even though it is, you know, Electric Dreams was riding it in the rain, it was fine. They don't cover the responsibility for that. And if you want to have a wheel that is, you know, good in all seasons, sort of, the best peace of mind is with a wheel that has an IP rating, like InMotion, for example. Although I'm using the Sherman also for a while, never had any issues with rain, so that's another side of the story. There's some data here as well. Recommended riding speed is 25 kilometers an hour. So I guess that's that. We have a axle motor, so no hollow motor here, presumably because of like maybe bearing issues or something. But maybe it will need some axle tightening from time to time. 2800 watts, 3600 watt hours, so bigger than a Sherman by 400 watt hours. And supposedly it has the LGM50 cells, but we'll have to check on that. And yeah, but that's basically the manual. This thing, as you probably can tell, not enough in InMotion products and in King Songs. This is very much a more thorough, there's a more thorough instruction manual. Alright, this is the plastic mudguard along with a kickstand. So let's see when we'll put it on. We have a American plug, which we don't need. And right away here we have a charger. Bit squished, so good packaging, bigote, good packaging. Probably that's why they arrived broken. Oh, by the way, this wheel is actually provided by mywheel.com, but they don't sell it yet. So I'm actually here to check if the wheel is good enough or safe enough for sale, essentially, for the sale of this product. So yeah. If you want to get it, it's not available at my eWheel, and I don't know yet if this is like a good enough product to buy. Wait for the full review to see about that. We have a standard 3 amp Guad charger, so charging will be 12 hours. Boom. Wow, this is a wide boy. Look at this wide boy. This is wide, man.
It's the big chungus.
It's white, but it's black at the same time. Oh. Oh, that's sharp. That's a sharp edge.
Hmm?
I just wanted to bring it up, and I think I have small bleeding from my finger. I just like a small red spot.
Okay.
Ow! It hurts. Alright. Boom. Yeah, these edges are really sharp, like as Electric Dreams said in this video. Good. In the box we also do get these power pads. Now, that's probably something I will not use on this wheel. Maybe just, you know, just see how it really works, but they don't seem to be like anything close to what I'm usually using, like the Grizzly pads or torque pads on the wheel. So right away we have it next to the Sherman. Like they're very similar size, but this looks really cheap. Like, can you check out the plastics here? What do you think about that's like? What is this even? That doesn't look like the V11. I mean V12. V11 too. All right. So we get essentially these things to lift up the wheel, but the Sherman has it better because this is actually like doesn't hurt when you try to lift it up. We also get a display, and there's even some foil behind that, which is cool. But I think it should be dark foil, not some transparent one to see it better. We do have 2 charge ports on the top, and they're sort of like inside a bit, indented, I don't know, with a gasket around them so water can't seep in here, at least theoretically. But they don't look like that well, I don't know, put in. And I also wanted to check if the charging wires are hot. This charge plug is not connected to anything, so if I connect it to the Sherman, nothing happens, no spark, nothing. If I connect it to the Trimble, spark. This is very bad for the batteries. So that we still have that here in this day and age is absolutely crazy and very dangerous. So every time you connect this thing up, first charger into the plug and then into the wheel. And the max charge rate would be probably around 12 amps because this has 4 of the Guads battery packs, which are each rated at maximum 3 amp of charging. Sides are really flat, just like the flattest sides ever. And it's generally very wide. I'm curious if it's wider than the Sherman. We have around 20 centimeters here. And here we have, I think 19, more like 19 centimeters. So I think it's a bit wider than the Sherman. Or maybe the same. I don't know. Kind of hard to measure from this angle. But it looks a bit more chunky for some reason. We also have a trolley handle. Jesus. Trolley handle feels quite sturdy. Maybe a bit sturdier than the Sherman. That's cool actually. And it's fully like squared off, so it's maybe not that nice to grip. No rounded edges again. And this button just gets stuck here. Pro. Some screws here that are sticking out to the side. But all in all, that doesn't look too bad, the trolley handle. Like, feels a bit more rugged actually than on the Sherman. Except for the button. Alright, we have also a set of aluminum pedals, and those pedals are pretty freaking huge. That's like, I know why it's called Commander. I think there is no magnet here, there's some sort of mechanism in the pedals to keep them upright, but they're really huge, like even compared to the Nilanove Sherman XL, they're like almost the same. But maybe even wider. But I'll probably put the Nilanove on anyways, because let me show you something. I already prepared a small experiment for you guys to show you what it's all about with these studs that you can see here. So let me put it into the light. So essentially, just as a first demonstration, this is how grippy this thing is. In comparison, let me get the pad out. This is Nilanove. So this is already a big difference, but the even bigger difference is if you put some water on it. So let's put some water on here. And now this becomes super slippery. Like it's not even holding anything. This is like not the way to do studs. Like I understand the intention, but this just doesn't work. Here on the Nilanove, some water. And it gets maybe not as bad, but a bit grippier. Because there's something holding on to it. Even the regular grip tape could be a bit better than the Extreme Bull pedals. I don't know, kind of different, but on a similar level. Not very scientific, but I hope I got the message across. The problem with these is also that these will maybe wear off after a while. So you can't exchange them, you would need to buy new pedals for that. So this is just like a cheap way to do studs. So yeah, you would just need some screw-in modules, like these ones that you use also in bicycle pedals that you can change, you can adjust the height, and they're actually gripping, they're not just some small studs sticking out of the foot plate. They're also very flat. I guess that's for comfort, but not really good for like carving and stuff. So here we can also see there's the Bigot logo, another Bigot logo just in case, in both options.
It fits perfectly above each other.
Yeah, and this is just like some, I don't know, I think there's even like 2 stickers, one on the other, to not let it like hit against the enclosure. So yeah, maybe let's boot it up really quick. So we have the on-off switch here in the front, which is the usual on-off switch. I would advise you to tape it off just in case some water gets in. And it's not even in transport mode. Congratulations, if this thing turns on in the package, you're in big trouble. Like, the amount of hazards here it's bad, it's really bad. Like, go away, you implemented yourself transportation mode for wheels. And this, if I don't know, if water seeps into the package and there is some sort of short circuit on the switch, or the switch is bad, this thing can turn on in the packaging. We can check out the display, which I think is not too bad. It's pretty visible. I would probably rather prefer to have like a green or some more readable color, but that's not too bad. I think this will be visible in broad daylight. Speed, battery, mode indicator, which you totally don't need, Bigot logo, which you totally don't need, odometer, so apparently this thing was already tested, 2.7 kilometers, that's nice, and 18.4 is the temperature of the board. Now a cool thing about the Commander is that probably the temperature meter is on a better spot than on the Sherman. Now the Sherman has one of these problems with, you know, the controllers blowing, because the temperature meter is not really close to the MOSFETs and they heat up, and it doesn't go into this overheat mode because it doesn't know it's in it. So that's better on the Commander compared to the veteran Sherman. And another thing that is better is that we have a option of motors here. So I have the C38 motor, which you can find, maybe it's even the same motor as on the MSP. Alright, so as you can see here, I have the old MSP of mine and the Commander, and you can see very clearly here, it's 60 volt and the serial number HB-C38. So that's the motor here. Spokes are essentially the same as here in the 60 volt HB-C38 motor. So I guess the only thing how they're determining the nominal power here is by the power of the controller, and probably it's just the exact same motor. So this high torque, top speed would be around, I don't know, 55, 60 kilometers an hour, and Freespin we can see maybe later. And then if you want to have a wheel that is just for top speed and not for hill climbing, then you can select a HS version, which is for high speed. So let's check really quick the Freespin speed and hopefully not die in the process. "79 kilometers. But damn, this was smooth. It wasn't like moving to any side. Seems the tire is pretty well situated on it. Very nice. We can see that the tire is a CST tire, like 19-20 inches when it comes to the whole diameter, but it's really like a 14-inch rim diameter. But you can see actually when we compare it to the Sherman, you can see that the tire is actually narrower than on the Sherman, and the places here between the knobs are wider. So the Sherman will be nicer to turn. I think that's also because the rim on the Sherman is wider than the one here on the Extreme Bull or in general on Guads. They could implement some wider rims to make this problem fade away a little. Moving on, we have lighting in the front, and I'll just turn it on. It works. Wow, that's great. And does it also go brighter when we ride? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really bright. And if you look on the wall, it doesn't shine so far out, which is good for pedestrians, but it's not that good for your visibility in the night. So I guess maybe I'll need some additional like floodlight or something in the night. Let's compare it really quickly to the light on the Sherman. So this is the light on the Sherman. You can see a pretty small beam on the inside, and also bit of a beam here on the outside, which is, you know, this thing blinds people like crazy, but the good thing is that you can also adjust the height of it. If you have, like me, a setup that is like tilted down, then there's no problem with setting up the light. And you have also a tail light, which is pretty much non-existent on the Extreme Bowl Commander. Now let's show the Extreme Bowl Commander comparison when it's riding. Might be a bit dimmer here, but I'm not sure. But you don't have this outside beam. It's very focused, so we gotta test it out in usual conditions. And in the back, there is pretty much, as said, no lighting at all. This thing needs some additional lighting to be seen in the night. I don't know what this trend is recently with garbage tail lights on electric unicycles, but Extreme Bowl also follows the trend. And there's also speakers in here in the back, so if you lean forward, you won't be able to hear them, and pedestrians that are in front of you will not hear you either. They will just hear you once you pass. This thing on the top, or this thing front and back, like on a V12. Let's check out the speakers, how they work, how they sound. It is Commander 00486. Very mushy, not much ice. I think those are different than on the MSP and the rest.
They sound like grainy.
Yeah, they sound very muddy.
They're like. A bit like the Tesla V2.
Yeah, a bit like the V2. I mean, not the best ones, but also not the worst ones for sure. So I guess I'm glad they're there. Not in the best spot, but hey, they're there, I guess. Whatever. We can also check out the different settings of these lights here on the side. Now there is purple in the back and purple in the front. We have also like a bluish, purplish hue. So I guess and also green. So I guess
yellow. I think it just goes through the colors.
It just cycles through everything. And we have white. No, it's both red from both sides, so I don't understand that really. And we have red and white. I guess that's what you should ride in, but it's not that visible because it's super dark. And
I think it's the same as with the V12, that the shell is like very dampening down the colors again.
Yeah, it looks like that, you're right. But these are all of the settings, and off. Alright, so we just removed all of these screws here from the side of the shell, and all of these screws had Loctite on them, which is awesome, really good. There's just one screw left here, but I think I'll be able to get it out because this one is already very loose. Boom. So here we can see the new Guads battery packs with the additional BMS. And yeah, isolated properly. But the question for me is, what are those batteries? And right away, okay, the trolley seems to be sealed and the water goes through here. No, actually no. There's a small hole here on the top, so water can potentially seep in through there. Let me just show it to you on the light. Can you see it from here?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you can see here, light is shining through. If light is shining through, water can go through as well. If it's close, can it go still? I mean, here it's sort of blocked, but you can still see the beam here a bit. Right or no? Yeah, here on the bottom. So And you can't really seal it because this part moves. So better not push it with the trolley handle open when it's raining. And yeah, as we expected, got away. Better than the RS though, but I think there's still possibility for water to seep in through here. Although they did make a bit of a gasket here on the top, so that's good. So maybe actually not. Maybe it's not that possible to let that seep in through if the trolley handle is closed. But anyways, the biggest question here, we have all of the cables here, XT60 plugs, because of course they won't use XT90s, which would be better. Here we can see the LEDs, which probably now would be a lot brighter. We can check that out in a second. And the whole cover, is it also see-through like the V11?
I need to adjust it.
So you can see that the whole cover is see-through, just too dark.
Yeah.
Right, let's check out this battery pack. Held in place just through friction. And I think the battery packs have some more protection now. Can't seem to be able to get it out easily. But otherwise I won't see what's inside. So I need to do it. Let's see if we can. Quite tightly in there. It's really snug in here. It's kind of good. Better than in Guads. It's made it so difficult. That's almost like too intensely glued in. I'm at this point scared if the foil won't break.
Should I make small break?
No. Oh my god. I got it now. That's not good for changing your battery. And right away there is the label. Label should be on the other side, be good. Shouldn't be needing to get the battery out to check the label. And by the way, we also disconnected one battery by accident in doing so. So I'll just reconnect it really quick. There is such thing as too much adhesive, as you can see. Like, this process is not even funny. All right, let's connect it back in. So here we can see the battery pack. And in fact, it is LGM50T. And yeah, I guess as usual, there's now not enough of the safety information as required for batteries, but that's that. I won't open it up any further, but as you can see here, there is no epoxy layer anywhere in between. Just on the top there's some blockage here. There was some dust here for some reason. So that's that. I guess I just wanted to check out if those are really the LG cells here. And they are, which is nice. So let's put that back into place. Snugly inserted. And I'll also need to fix this thing. Shall we check how bright the LEDs are here?
Yeah.
Let's turn it on. Beeper is very quiet.
Mm.
So that's how bright they would be without any additional. Alright, a couple of things I forgot to mention before. Here is the Mudguard, a bit tall, so probably it will be spraying from here up to like into the bag, but at least I think that your backpack and your butt should be dry. Also doubles as a kickstand. Not the sturdiest of kickstands for sure. Quite flimsy actually. I also wanted to check the weight, and for that let's go here. 36 kilos without any power pads. So I guess that's very similar to the Sherman. So yeah, I guess that's the Extreme Ball Commander for you. But that will be like a thumbnail pic. I guess another sort of semi-crappy, semi-good product by a company related to Bigode. We'll see how it rides. We'll see how it goes. Wait for the full review. Wait maybe for like a teardown. Maybe we'll tear it down too as well. I'm actually considering to change this over my Sherman because the Sherman actually doesn't have any protection for short circuits in the battery, and I'm really big on that, as you know. So maybe it will be exchanged, or maybe I'll just wait for something really proper by InMotion or Kingsong. Probably this would be the wiser thing to do. But yeah, that's it. If you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.
All the love for the fans.
Yes.